Hello guys, it's been a month since I got a hold of the S22 Ultra, and since then I have been using the phone daily. And there are a lot of things I love about it and a few that I still find annoying, so here's my experience with it. First, about the size of the S22 Ultra. It's an extra large phone and you should not forget about that. It's definitely a bit of a pain to fit it in a pocket and also even to use it comfortably, but thankfully I got this official Samsung case shortly after I got the phone, and it's called the silicone cover with a strap, and is the strap that has been a huge help. And you just kind of tuck your index finger or two fingers for a secure grip on it. And in the beginning I was afraid I could just drop the phone when I have to kind of reach out to the edges to tap on something when I didn't have the case on, but with the case and with the strap on, it really is a huge help. So definitely check out the case, especially if, like me, you have smaller hands, you cannot reach the edges comfortably. This is a big help. Now, the problem with this case and most silicone cases is that it is extra hard to jam the phone in your pocket. It kind of gets stuck in there, and those sharp corners don't help with that either, but you kind of get used to that. Also, if you try to use the phone without a case, it's such a dust and lint magnet, especially around the cameras. Now you can try to clean it up, it's kind of difficult, but soon after dust gets in there again, and it's a personal pet peeve of mine. It's absolutely super annoying. Anyway, that's what's on the outside, but what about the inside? Well, on the inside, I'm happy to say that this phone feels fast, just like you would expect from a flagship, and probably even faster. And particularly the fingerprint scanner, for example, has been effortless. Well, even with the S21 Ultra I had some problems with the fingerprint scanner, but not here. It's all been great. Display quality is, as you'd expect from Samsung, absolutely top notch. This is one beautiful big screen, sharp resolution, sharp details, everything looks great. Now, one thing I have to say is about that S Pen. So the S Pen has been probably one of the signature features of the S22 Ultra, and if you're an architect or an artist, you can certainly appreciate it, and especially if you know what you're going to use it for. It's a great thing to have. Now, for me personally, for this 1 month of use, I have thought of using the S Pen exactly once. And that one time, I actually figured I could annotate a photo better just using my fingers, so I didn't end up actually using it. So for me, the S Pen is completely useless, and I really wish there was a Galaxy Ultra model for people just like me who could just opt out of the S Pen yet still get the Ultra experience. So the thing that used to bother me the most in the first few weeks of using the phone was actually battery life. Now, the phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery, you probably already know that. That's a big battery size, but battery life hasn't been great for me. And with the war in Ukraine and having relatives and friends there, I have been glued to social media for hours on end, and I have completely cut back on listening to music, which I used to do a lot. So just with social media use, I'm getting between 4 hours and 6 hours of screen time, and the average has got to be around 5 hours, which is okay, and the phone does last me a full day, but never more. And for me, this is actually worse battery life than I used to get with the S21 Ultra from last year. It's in no way comparable to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, for example, which often gets double the screen time. Now, as for the camera, you have to see my comparison between the Snapdragon version of the Ultra and the Exynos version, and you'll know that these two versions of the same phone have actually quite different camera quality. I was actually shocked at just how much better colors and overall image quality looked on the Snapdragon model. Unfortunately, I was using the Exynos version for this month. This is what I got in the beginning, and it's just not a good feeling to know that a different version of your phone has actually far better photo quality, and I'll leave it at that. For more on the camera quality, check out our camera comparison. We have a lot more there, and you can see the bleaker colors and over sharpening, the main issues with the camera on the Exynos version. These are definitely a bit unexpected, but it is what it is. Now, don't misread me. It's still a super capable camera even on the Exynos model, and I love the zoom quality, but yeah, it's not perfect. Now, as for storage, you get 128 gigs, no micro SD card, and if you were a power user, I would recommend getting the 256 gig version. The basic 128 gigabyte version is enough for most people, yet I find it's particularly strange that a couple of years ago we had a base level Note, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, with 256 gigabytes of storage in the base model, and now 2022, instead of getting more storage, we're actually getting less, but such are the times. Now for sound quality, the iPhone 13 series have set the bar high with very good deeper bass that you don't usually get on a phone, and the S22 Ultra doesn't quite have that, but it's still loud and clear. If you're listening to podcasts, it will do a good job, but for music playback, music doesn't sound quite as good as on iPhones, especially certain tracks where you have a deeper bass. Well, of course, that is if you care about looking on the other side to iOS and iPhones. Not necessarily the case for everyone. Still, if I had to compare the software, now I personally definitely feel like Android is easier and more intuitive to use than iOS currently. It's snappier, everything is a bit more comfortable to me personally. I'm also not a big fan of the new Android 12 look, where it takes a few long taps to do simple tasks like even disable the Wi-Fi connection. But I like that Samsung keeps its traditional styling, even with Android 12, that doesn't change what already works great. I also have to say that the S22 Ultra feels very well put together as a whole, and even to this day I can still appreciate just how clicky and nice the power and volume buttons feel. Yes, it's little things, but it's those little things that count to me. And for all else, I have actually enjoyed this phone more than I thought I would. It's a giant phone, but I've gotten used to most of it. And throughout this time, we had this Throttlegate scandal where Samsung was found to be throttling apps that it shouldn't throttle, and that's definitely shameful. But I have noticed that particularly Twitter often gets extremely jittery and slow on the S22 Ultra, while it runs fine on other phones. Not much of an issue in daily usage for most other apps. Oh, and one last thing, I have to say that I truly started enjoying using this phone the moment I switched gesture navigation off. Now, I have said it before many times, and I have to say it again, but Samsung's implementation of gesture navigation has been, well, not quite great, to put it mildly. The swipe up to go home gesture is often jittery, lags, switching between apps doesn't work effortlessly every time. It's been a constant annoyance for me personally, but the moment I switch back to the good old 3 buttons for navigation, it's all been super fast, super effortless. But I do wish Samsung fixes the gesture navigation. It feels broken to me currently, or at least not quite as good as it should be. And that's it, the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. It's definitely expensive, but if you want a big screen flagship phone, this is one of the best around, especially if you can get the Snapdragon version, and especially if you care about that S Pen. I personally don't, but if you do, that's great to have. So let me know if you're also using the S22 Ultra. What do you like and what do you hate about it? Is there something you hate? And also hit me up if you have any questions. I'll do my best to take a look and answer them in the comment section below. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from us. My name is Vic, this is Phone Arena, and I'll catch you around.